All right, hello everybody. We'll start a little bit early. I know there's always a little bit of a delay with StreamYard. Still trying out StreamYard, and I think we're live now. I see the little thing pop up. So if you can hear me, let me know. Welcome to everybody. We'll start to welcome people here. Mike is here, and Nadia is here. We've got Stephanie is here. And Lucia is here, and Christine. Hello, hello. So hopefully the sound is okay. Susan's here as well. Hopefully I did get everybody. Welcome to Monday. Happy Monday. It's a bit weird with StreamYard because it delays a little bit, I think, more, and I can't always see whether people are actually, if we're actually live on YouTube. But anyways, we're here. And welcome, virtual dinner party. Let's start off the first thing. This happened on the weekend. The channel hit 1,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Thanks to everybody that watches and subscribes and likes and shares, and so that's pretty cool. When I started this out, and Pam shares, well, when I started this channel, the whole goal is to get subscribers, I guess, off of the channel, but happened pretty fast doing these cooking things. So thank you, everybody. It's awesome. Today we are going to do Tom Kha Gai soup. Now we're going to do a variation on this. This actually kind of worked out good. I made the recipe, and then what I did is I did the online order to pick up groceries. I posted the recipe, what we were going to be cooking today, before I actually had the ingredients in the fridge, because we did the grocery run online, and some of the things were missing, not available. So it's a bit of a just kind of this was cooking all about. It's a little bit of figuring out what can take place in something else and replacing certain ingredients with certain things. So we're gonna get the base right, but we're actually missing one of the main ingredients of this soup. But we'll go over. Let's go over what this soup is. So it's like a Thai soup. If you've ever been to Thai restaurants, it's a staple. It's a spicy coconut curry soup. We're gonna make it vegetarian today, but a lot of times it'll have chicken in it. It'll have seafood in it. Kind of almost anything, and you can really tailor it to what you like. So we're gonna make it vegetarian today. But it also is, if you have some extra chicken, leftover stuff like leftover chicken or leftover pieces of like a white fish would be good, or prawns or shrimp, that kind of stuff. So we'll start off. The main ingredient we're going to start with is we do have a liter of vegetable stock. Now, if you don't have a stock available, hi Jason, Norman's here. Hey, welcome everybody. I think I've got everybody. We're going to start with a liter of stock. If you don't have stock, you could use water. Stock is going to give it that extra bit of flavor for the recipe. But obviously, if you don't have it, then we'll go with water. So in that stock, normally a big ingredient of this is lemongrass, and so lemongrass it's kind of a reed, spice it's not a vegetable, but it looks like it's like a hard reed, and it's got kind of a lemongrass. So it has a kind of a lemon smell. And flavor, but it is kind of a bit more herby and earthy. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to omit that, because that's one of the items that wasn't available for this recipe. So I did some research, and the replacement for that is we can use the zest of a lemon. So we're going to use some lemon zest for our broth to kind of replace that, to get that kind of zesty, lemony smell. So we'll use that in replacement. But if you have lemongrass, lemongrass would go into the stock. We have cilantro as part of the recipe. We're going to use in the stock. We're going to use the stems of the cilantro, and then we've also got kefir, like lime. These are lime leaves. They're dry, and they'll go in as well, because we're going to make the broth, and then we're going to strain a lot of this stuff out. And then we have fresh ginger as well. So let's get started. Again, thanks to everybody. We'll take off this banner. Thanks for the subscribers. I really appreciate it. And if you have questions as we go here, don't forget to just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, so let's get started. I'll show you got my broth here. We are gonna heat this up, and let me just make sure I turn it on first. So we're gonna heat this up to simmer, but in the broth, we do want to have and get our ingredients in there to simmer, and we're going to use the chopped up cilantro for later at the end. So we'll save that on the side, but the stems of this cilantro washed just into the pot. And then it does ask, this is also with where the lemongrass would go in, but we're going to put some just some lemon zest, and just cut off just the zest part. Don't get too much of the white. The white has a bit more bitter taste. So try and get that off the best you can. And the reason I'm not using like a smaller, the smaller microplane zester is because we're going to be actually straining and getting rid of this after. So we just want it in there for the flavor. So into the pot. Simple. It's easy so far, right? And oh, there we go. So onto the rest. Yeah, perfect. So as we go here, so it is good call, Nadia. I forgot to mention it is coconut based. So we do have at the end coconut milk. That's going to go in there. But we'll talk about the garnish after with some limes as well. These are the lime leaves. So we'll put about 4 of those in there. And then we'll get the ginger ready to go in there. And good call. That's from Kelsey, bouillon cubes. Yeah, I don't have any of those in the freezer. After doing some research on this, Kelsey, with the lemongrass, you can actually get it dried. And obviously it makes sense you can. I have never seen any, but I've never really looked for it. So I think what I'll do is I will look for some dry lemongrass just to keep. So we're going to peel the ginger and just use a spoon. Just scrapes off the skin. Let's see if I can get into the camera so you can actually see it. There we go. So we just want to scrape that off best we can. You don't have to worry about getting it all off because this is going to be strained off out of the soup after it simmers for about half an hour. So what we'll do is we'll get the broth going, and then we'll get the garnish ready for the soup after the broth. Oh, Rob's here as well. Hey, Rob, welcome. And I guess Rob can speak in the chat. Rob can speak Thai, apparently. Does everybody like Thai food? Thai food is actually one of my favorite foods. And then the ginger, you can cut up kind of large pieces. You don't have to worry about. We don't want it too big, but nice thin slices so the flavor can get out. That's going to go in the broth as well. So now that just has to really just kind of simmer. About 20 minutes. It's going to get all the flavor out because the lime leaves are dry, so it's going to take a little bit to get the flavor out. And also normally too, you would have the lemongrass, and the lemongrass that reed is quite hard, and it's a hard vegetable kind of spice, and it has to go in there. It would take a while to get the flavors extracted. So about half an hour. So in the meantime, we'll just gonna let this simmer on the side, and we'll get some of the garnish ready for the broth, for the soup afterwards, after it's ready. So, of course, being Thai, it is going to be spicy. So we've got some Thai. We've got some green chilies and a couple of Thai red chilies that's going to go in after at the end. I'm just going to get I'm going to do these at the end, so I don't have it all over my hands. But I'm just going to get a plate for all the garnish to put on. So we'll cut everything up and then get it all ready to go. So first one, some green onions. And for this recipe, I've got 4. And then you just want to slice these. Sometimes take the end, some of the green off as well at the end. And we're going to slice these just on an angle, if you can see that. I'll cut this one and I'll show the camera. And this will be the garnish for on top at the end. So I'll show you one. And they're just cut on a bias. There we go. Just on a bias there. And yes, tied to Indian for a second. Yeah, I like Indian food too. We do like Indian as well. I like Thai. I like Thai because it's, I don't know, it seems to be, like sometimes just the flavors are not quite as heavy as some of the Indian food. But there we go. And no, there's no kale in the no kale. Although there is kale in the fridge, Nadia. I'm not the one that eats it though. All right, so we got the onions, green onions chopped up. And then mushrooms. You can use any mushroom you want. There's you know, endless mushrooms. I got the cremini, the brown mushrooms. I'm just going to quarter these, and they'll go in at the end. So just quarter those up. So this will be, you can put in basically any mushroom you want. So we'll get those cut up. And Susan had a question. Can you get the lime leaves? Yeah, you know what? I got these. These were at from Superstore. They're pretty common. You find them. You'll typically find them. You might find them in the. I did online shopping, so it was obviously done for me. But they're usually either in like the spice section, Susan. Or you might have to check the aisle with the the ethnic section aisle, or sometimes I've actually seen them in the veg, like by some of the veg, like fresh, you know, where they have the fresh herbs in the market, where they have those sections, sometimes fresh herbs and different spices. That's where it would be. And there we go. Someone's hungry. Welcome. Produce section. There we go. And this broth now is just simmering. So we're going to simmer it for about 20 minutes. Here we go. But yeah, pretty easy to spot. I'll show you what they look like in the camera. There, closer up. Kefir lime leaves. There you go. So yeah, there you go. They're like in a plastic box. Yeah. And they are, yeah, they're leaves. I mean, they're fresh, but they do come kind of dry. They might have them real fresh from time to time in the market, but this is these are definitely dry, but really nice smell when you open them up. And yeah, it's the same as, that's just what they're, this the type of there's a kefir limes, and these are the types of leaves. Yeah, good question. Here we go. Okay, we'll also cut up a lime, because we're gonna put in the juice at the end. So a couple of these, just cut these in half, get them ready to go. And we'll juice them with that after. And then as well, because I'm just doing this all vegetarian, you could put other vegetables in there as well. Traditionally, it's just with the mushrooms and some either chicken or you know, seafood, something like that. But I've got some kind of stuff to use up from the freezer, so I've got some broccoli and I've got a little bit of corn kernels I'm going to put in there as well, just to kind of bulk it up, because that's all we're having for dinner. We're not having anything else with this, and it's normally like an appetizer kind of thing. So, and then the chilies. Just take off the stems. And careful not to, we want to keep the seeds. If you don't want it super spicy, you can adjust the amounts on here, but I'm going to keep all the seeds in there and just cut them in half. These have been, these were in the freezer. They weren't fresh. I'm just going to put the seeds that are falling out into the broth. But there we go. As you know, if you've watched the show, we like spicy. And then wash your hands after cutting chilies or touching them, or else it's trouble. So there we go. I'll just show you the, that's all done. I've got the chili flakes in, or the chilies going in there. So we'll just move that over and we can kind of take a look at the broth here. Just simmering away. Starting to smell good. And now we wait. And there, yeah, there we go. So Bass Bites, good point. Yeah, you can substitute other things, but yeah, they're definitely, the kefir limes are very, very fragrant lime taste. I mean, you could also, I think, in a pinch, I mean, you're putting lime in there already, but definitely it gives you a different flavor with the leaves. And there we go. Yeah, good point. So if you have like an Asian market near your house, they would definitely have these vegetables more so than like the regular supermarket. But most places are getting pretty good. Like I know Superstore here locally has some pretty good ethnic and imported foods. So usually it's just hard. A lot of times it is hard when you're, because we've been doing the online ordering and doing our groceries, you know, once or twice a week to go pick them up. So when you're doing the online ordering, you can select what you want, but a lot of times the actual like exact item that you're looking for isn't available. So they just don't do the same. You know, it'd be different if I was actually in the supermarket looking for example, the lemongrass, and there was none. If you're doing the online ordering, they won't necessarily substitute it for anything else. Whereas if I was there, I can go, well, maybe go look and see if there's any dried or sometimes there's like the fresh stuff in a jar or whatever. So that's the kind of hard part with doing the online ordering and doing different replacement stuff. But hey, that's kind of the fun with cooking, is finding out online with, you know, figuring out what you have and what you can use. Now, one thing as well that this soup has at the end is sugar. So I'm just going to get a bit of sugar on the side, because you'll probably, if you've had Thai before, and especially the curries in that, you'll notice that they are a little bit sweet because the sugar's in there. So the sugar goes really good with the sweetness. So the soup the broth ends up being like sweet and fragrant and spicy with the spices. It's a nice mix. It's perfect for a summer, because it's, you know, the spice, it's this kind of a nice fresh taste, but also in the winter time it's good because it's spicy and it'll warm you up too. So kind of good all year round. And there we go. So Rob is making lentil curry, and that smells good. Lentil curry is good. I like Indian food because there's so many choices for vegetarian. We're not vegetarian here, but we're eating more vegetables or vegetarian food. So Indian is really good. One of my favorites too, as well as Thai. And then Susan. Well, that's good. It's nice that you're learning things. Hopefully, if you have questions, let me know. And then Jane Ann Travels, I think it might be welcome. There we go. I don't know. I think you've been here before. We've had a few other travel channels come through. I was watching on the weekend. There was some. There was a bunch of live streams over the weekend with a bunch of cruise travel channels that I kind of popped into a bunch of them. They had the whole day doing live streams, and J&M was one of the ones. I can't remember. There's so many live streams. I can't remember if they were doing one or they were on one of the on one of the live streams watching. But welcome either way. And I think I got all your questions. I'll scroll back as we're waiting for this soup to simmer. And I'll check if I've missed any questions. If I have missed someone, just let me know in the chat again. Oh, great. Not yet. Good question. No, just having the soup today, Kelsey. I mean, this would be good if you had. You could do some rice. Would be nice. Would be nice with it. Maybe some jasmine sticky rice. I thought about maybe putting some rice on the side, but we're just gonna have soup. Just soup tonight. What is everybody else having for dinner? Is anybody else following? I don't know if anybody else is following along. We've had sometimes a couple people that have followed through. This is smelling really good. The ginger is starting to come out now. So we'll let it go for probably another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll finish it off with the ingredients, and we'll give it a taste. Ooh, quinoa with a curry. I don't know about quinoa. Who likes quinoa? Sounds like you should serve quinoa with kale. And Sophia Perry, TV, thanks for coming by. Welcome. And Christine's having leftover macaroni pie. That sounds pretty good. Was that the one, Christine? Now you've done recipes on your channel. Was that the one that have you done? Is that like the recipe you followed? That would be good. That always looked good. I think most people that are here, if you haven't seen Christine's channel, she's got a travel channel, but she also has been doing travel inspired recipes, and one of them was macaroni. That looked pretty good. Quinoa. I know my pronunciation is always that quinoa. Macaroni pie. Caribbean mac and cheese. Yeah. There you go. That sounds good. It's always probably almost as good or better when it's heated up the night after. And then Mike's having peas and corn. Peas and corn, Mike. Come on. You've been watching the channel for how we've done. This is like episode 33, and all you got is peas and corn. You should try following along one time, or one of the past recipes. There's some easy ones on there. I'm gonna put the stock that I had was from we cheated, right? From a carton. So I'm just gonna. I always forgot to shake it and get all the stuff out. So I just added a bit of water to get all the flavor out. Forgot to do that. And if you're looking, you probably saw it, like it's blue. If you're at the market and you're looking for low sodium stuff, it's usually with a blue label. So that is no sodium added from the stock. And so the cans will be the same. Some of the canned beans and that kind of stuff, it's blue. If it's If it's blue, it typically is the low sodium ones. And Stephanie, yeah, I saw on your Facebook today you sent me. She did. We have there's a recipe on the channel for balsamic reduction. If you haven't seen that yet, afterwards check back, and it's posted on my channel. And it's like a balsamic vinegar reduction, really easy to do. It's really good with. So Stephanie made it, yeah, with strawberries, and then at the end she did it with a spinach salad. I don't know if you had it with. Stephanie, I don't know if you had it with goat cheese, but spinach salad with goat cheese and strawberries and balsamic reduction is good and easy. You don't have to buy. Don't ever buy the balsamic reduction from the store. Just make it. It's cheaper and it's super easy. And Christine, yes. See, yeah, I remembered. And yeah, Stormy, you should try that one. Check out Christine's channel. She's got videos. She's got a few food videos on there. She's also got some salsa videos and yeah, some neat ones. Check it out. Maybe do it on your show. And Stormin does he does a food show. He normally does coin shows and like coin search. And I was actually watching the other day and I won a coin. And I got a coin coming with my birth year. I think it's a 50-cent piece in the States. I can't remember what they call them, something else there. I can't remember. But then he does also food on his channel. And then yeah, Kelsey, Asian food. It's good. Veggies, yeah. I like veggies. All right, that's going. I wish you could smell it. Oh yeah, and feta. Either or, perfect. We'll have to do a salad. Well, now that the weather's getting a bit nicer, Stephanie, we'll do some more salads on the channel with some ideas, for sure. For sure. We've still got some balsamic vinegar in the fridge too to use up. All right, let's turn this up. Get it boiling. So as you can see, this is a pretty. There we go. Yeah. So Stephanie would know too. So Norman and Stephanie. So we've got $50. They're $50, 50-cent. We call them 50-cent pieces in Canada. We have them too. And then $50. And then Rex is picking up sushi. I haven't had sushi in a long time. Might be overdue for that. Sushi's hard to make. Lots of preparation for that one. I don't know if I'll necessarily be doing that. I don't think I'll be ever making sushi on the live stream. That's definitely an art to make that. All right. It's a lot of waiting. That's easy. It just smells really good. It smells really good. Now, I mean, traditionally, you could actually just leave this, leave that in the broth and finish making it. But when you're eating it, you can't really eat. You can't eat You're not going to want to eat the stems and the big chunks of ginger that you made the broth with. So I always just strain it off. But you can leave it in there too. Traditionally, they kind of leave it. They cut it maybe a bit smaller, and they just leave it in there, and you kind of have to eat your way around it. And so right now everybody wants sushi. See what you've done, Kelsey? Naughty wants sushi, and Christine hasn't had sushi since Mexico in March. I haven't had sushi since, can't remember the last, probably before the New Year, as well. And no noodles, but you could have this with noodles for sure. That's what's kind of versatile. It would be, you'd want to get the, yeah, you could, yeah, why not? For sure. Traditionally, it's like an appetizer soup though. But yeah, if you wanted to get some noodles would be good. Udon noodles or the rice noodles would be good as well. Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna strain that out. I need to get a bowl or just a plate to strain everything. Doesn't have to be we'll just strain all that out. Now we're all on sushi. Lucia would miso soup. See, everybody likes sushi. There we go. I like miso soup too. My favorite, I like dynamite rolls. I like prawns. So I think my favorite is dynamite roll, Lucia. These get out. It's like to squeeze the flavor out. There we go. That's just the broth. Get the little drips. There we go. All right. So now we'll finish. Now we'll finish this. Now we'll finish this off. Oh, another welcome. Make my food awesome. That's a good name. I'm trying to make awesome food here too. From Michigan. We've got a couple of people from the States here. Make my food from the States. Mostly Canadians here though. And then good question. So Christine, is anyone at a pub or restaurant? So as in Calgary right now, the pubs aren't open, like bars aren't open. And then restaurants for dining, I think we're the first day. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But so I'll leave the comments off the bottom for a minute just so you can kind of see a bit better. We've got all the ingredients here chopped up. We're gonna start putting stuff in. Put the peppers in. Keep the onions till the end, but we're gonna put our mushrooms in because they have to cook. If you get a few peppers in, or sorry, a few onions, that's okay. Don't have to worry about it. Lime juice. And then, Susan, yeah, Susan I think was out for a grill in Stevenson. So it's a bit different in every province. Alberta in Calgary, it's a little bit different than some of the other places in Alberta, but it's not, I think stuff's slowly opening. We don't eat out really that much anyways. So it's not really gonna make a difference. Haven't been out to a restaurant for quite a while, so lots of lime. Don't be afraid of the lime. Probably this is the juice of 2. And you can just squeeze it right in there because there's no seeds in limes. And also, we'll be tasting it kind of at the end here. This is kind of the base of what goes in this this soup. And if there's certain things that you like more of, if you like things more citrusy and with more lime, put more lime in. If you like it hotter, put more peppers in. If you if you like it sweeter, put more sugar in. It's kind of really up to you a little bit in terms of how you like it. It's just kind of simmering now. We're gonna let it keep simmering. Mushrooms cook, and then we'll put everything else in at the end. We will put in a minute. We'll put the little bit of sugar in. I'm not gonna put too much in. I don't like it too sweet, but we want some in there. So yeah, so a few people in the chat have said they've been out for dinner. I think what they're trying to do is get more patios and stuff open, like you said, Susan. Yeah, which is always, it's always a good thing, anyways. Lots of restaurants adapting to different things. Now you can really smell the chili when you give it a stir. It's starting to smell good. And so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Talk more about lime leaves. I don't know much more about lime leaves other than it doesn't really give me a even where they're, let's see where they're even growing here. Doesn't even say where it's a product. They're handpicked. So it says so suggestions for this, Susan. Very fragrant lemon lime flavor, which is what you can smell. Ideal for Thai dishes: coconut milk, basmati rice, pad Thai, fish, seafood, Thai soup, which we're making, vegetable curry, green curry, in chutneys, in marinades, and in they said with chicken or couscous. So you could almost put this, if you were marinating, fish or chicken ahead of time, you could cut some of this pieces up and put it in with the marinade. Would probably give it a nice flavor. Or even if you're cooking, say, basmati rice or something, Susan, put a leaf in with the when you cook the rice. It'll give it a nice fragrant taste. Okay, that's boiling. There we go. And Nadia knows. Yeah, I don't like eating on patios. I'll sit on a patio, but I don't like eating on a patio. It's a weird phobia I have. Long story. Oh, backyard barbecue. We've been having a lot of barbecuing here on the deck. Had barbecue yesterday. Made barbecue chicken yesterday. And we like cooking at home too, for the most part, or going to someone's house where they do the home cooking. It's better than a restaurant. Scallops wrapped kefir. You could do that. Yeah, you have to take them off after though. That'd be the only thing, because you can't really eat them. They're Susan. They're not as, like, the best way to kind of explain. They're not like, if you've probably seen like a bay leaf before. They're very similar texture to that, but not quite as thick. They'll break down a little bit, but you want to take them out. You don't want to necessarily eat them. All right, there we go. That smells good. I'll add a bit of the sugar. And again, to taste. And a full can of coconut milk. There we go. And not to we'll have to maybe check that out, Kelsey. There we go. Stir that in. To get all the coconut out, just put some of the broth into the can. Give it a stir. Just be careful you don't burn yourself. There we go. Clean. Let that come up to a boil. Yeah, Jason was around. He's taking his plants, bringing his plants around. We're growing peppers on the patio, so we'll have lots of peppers. So he was tending to his peppers. Oh, that's interesting. So conserve the leaves and eat. Yeah, email it over. I'll give it a try. And no cracked pepper in this one. This is Asian or Thai style, so no pepper. Sorry about that. I know the first time you could put some pepper in there, but it's got enough with the what am I trying to say here? Red chilies. But I am going to put in now these are some frozen vegetables, just some broccoli and corn. This isn't part of the normal recipe, but we're just going to use it to kind of bulk it up. It does smell really good. Yep. And then we'll add the last couple ingredients that are left over are just the cilantro. We'll put in there, and then the onions, but we'll just put those at the end so they don't get overcooked just before we serve it. And also, as the garnish, this is you can see there, red chili oil. So I made some chili oil yesterday, and this will be drizzled over top to taste if you want some more spice to kind of kick things up. And Kelsey, yes, it is starting to smell good. Yes. Once the coconut milk goes in there, it always makes it taste good. And it, like for vegetables too, you could always put if you had some thin sliced carrots in there, basically almost any kind of vegetable, little cauliflower florets, anything you kind of like. I'm just gonna give it a quick taste, see how we're doing, see if it needs anything. It's just gotta, it's sweet enough, definitely. It's just gotta kind of sit a bit more, let it simmer. Could almost use a little bit more coconut. Actually, coconut milk would be good in there, but still good. We just have the one can, so. But it could be a bit. You know what? It could be a bit. It could be a bit spicier. Let's give it a taste. It's definitely got enough citrus. I'm just gonna put a little bit more sugar, but it could be a bit spicier. So we'll make sure when the oil goes in, we might need a little bit to kind of taste, because there's only like two red and 2 green peppers in there. So. Oh, there we go. So Norman's going to change his recipe. I'll have to tune in and see what you've done. Okay, let this come to a boil. And yeah, more spice. It could be hot. It needs to be hotter. It definitely needs to be hotter. We probably could have put doubled the chilies in there. But here. A little bit of the oil and chili flakes. We'll see how that goes. Yep. Needed more spice. It still needs more, but we're okay. Almost finished, kind of up to boil. We're gonna put the cilantro. And the green onions. There we go. Smells good. I'll get my bowl and we'll get it plated up. Susan, I'll make 0. Yeah, if you don't like spice, you could still do without. You want a little bit in there, maybe, just not as much. But try 0. Jason's getting steps in back and forth, and I'm getting ready to go. He's getting hungry. Everybody's getting hungry. This has to come up to a boil, and then we're ready to eat. Smelling good. All right. So a variation of Thai soup. Turn that down. Let me just. So there, it's basically simmered. So we did for the broth about 20 minutes making that broth. Strained out the ingredients in there, then added all the rest of our vegetables. We boiled it and simmered on there to bring it to a boil again. Everything gets, the sugar gets melted and the coconut milk all comes together, and all the flavors come in. And then at the end, we added the green onion and the cilantro right at the last minute for that one. So we'll switch it over here, and we'll get it garnished. We'll do it this way, and you can maybe see maybe you can see it a little bit better. And then we'll show it in the camera. But I do want to add the chili oil. To give it some kick. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining me. We'll do the taste test here for everybody. Hopefully you can. I don't know if you can see that very well. There we go. Tom Kha Gai soup. So spicy Thai coconut broth with vegetables. Looks pretty good. We'll give it a taste. If it's too spicy, you'll see me start sweating. It smells good. Spice. Tasty, nice and light, good for summer. Tastes good. It's got a nice little sweet taste from the sugar, but then also excuse me, the bite from the chili and the coconut milk. Then the coconut milk kind of evens it all out. And with the lime in there, zesty, it's kind of got, you taste different flavors as you eat it. It all kind of makes a little party in your mouth. So it's hot though, holy, not spicy hot, hot. There we go. It does have a little spice. You'll see my little sweat on there, but I'm gonna add a little bit more spice because Jason likes it really spicy. And there we go. Thanks. It looks good. Looks fabulous. It does taste yummy, and that's awesome to hear. So Kelsey's going to try and make this tomorrow. You have to let me know how it goes. There we go. Another dinner in under an hour, right from the beginning to end. Hopefully you will try this one out. If you do try it, let me know how you liked it. Go over, head me on Facebook, or just leave a comment to the video. Come back and say, hey, I loved the recipe, and this is how we did it. We maybe changed this, changed that, but we liked it. And again, we'll put this on first. There we go. Thanks again to everybody that has been watching. I really appreciate subscribers. We have 1,000 now, like we said before for the beginning, so I really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, make sure you do hit that like button on the video before we head off, or before you turn off the video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because we do live streams on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time. And we'll have something planned for Wednesday, and I'll have it posted up, the live stream, tomorrow. We'll maybe do some other Thai, or some curry, or something. It might be Thai week this week. So there we go. Thanks everybody. I'm going to eat. Jason's hungry, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Don't forget, wash your hands. Bye.